My name is Illona Hartman, and I am a senior now in civil engineering at Ohio University, which is in Athens, Ohio. I am 24 years old, and I recently got 3 concussions in the last 2.5 years. Last week I was asked on Instagram to share a little bit about my experience and my journey with my concussion, and spoiler alert, I'm still recovering from my last concussion, my 3rd concussion. I still have post-concussive syndrome, unfortunately. However, I hope this video helps you understand what a concussion is like, and that you're not the only one, and that we can all fight through it, and it's treatable, and I'm sure there will be a happy ending at the end. So a little bit about me. As you can tell by my accent probably, I am not originally from the US. I was born and raised in the Netherlands, which is a small country in Western Europe next to Germany, Belgium, and France. I played field hockey since I was 12 years old, and field hockey is a big sport in the Netherlands, and I've always played next to my hometown, which is Haarlem, and it's in between Amsterdam, our capital, and the beach, so perfect location, especially in summer. And when I was about 15 or 16 years old, during high school, I realized my English was really bad. I was the one kid in the class that always failed all those like listening tests and the reading tests, and I was asking myself like, okay, English is going to be really important because I've always been adventurous. I always wanted to travel. I decided to look into options to study abroad. So when I was around 17, I found out that I could go to the US with a field hockey scholarship, and that became my American dream. That's what I worked for the next 3 years, and then I took a year off after high school to focus on this dream, to work hard. I've never been a superstar at field hockey. I've always been like a medium player at my team, and I always had to work really hard, but I was really passionate, and I still am really passionate about this sport. I would always go to the fields on the weekends, or whenever I didn't have to go to practice, or I would stay after practice to work on some skills, and all with the one goal to play field hockey in the United States while I could continue my studies. And that dream finally came true when I turned 20. I was recruited to play for the team at Ohio University, and I transferred just before I turned 21. Which was perfect age for the US. So yeah, a little bit more about my concussions is I got my first concussion my first field hockey season in the US. Never heard of concussions before, so it was really hard to explain what a concussion is to my Dutch friends. They were like, oh, isn't it the one thing that they'll wake you up every 2 hours to see if you're still okay, and then you're fine after that. Unfortunately, it's a lot more than that. Luckily, most concussions are over in 30 days, as most of you people know. That's what happened with my first concussion, so I didn't take it too seriously. I was like, I just have a little bit of a headache, and I always had like pressure here, and that was the biggest symptom I had from that first concussion. So I could still play the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks of my first season, and I was fine. And then a year later, around the same time, I got my second concussion. Both happened during a collision. There was someone running from behind, and during a game, those things just happen in field hockey. Unfortunately, I just started to become very sensitive to concussions. This concussion took almost 3 months just before I could like run again on my old pace and my old fitness, etc. And then I was fine for a year and a half, and then my spring semester junior year, I got my 3rd concussion. This happened early in the morning, and I was actually hit on this part of my head, and I did make this weird, like almost like a whiplash kind of effect. Didn't think too much of it because it wasn't around like this area where I was hit the first 2 times. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna finish this practice, and I'm fine. I honestly felt fine. And then that was actually a night practice, and then I went to bed, and then the next morning I still felt fine. I went to a running workout, and afterwards I felt a little dizzy, but nothing too serious. So I took a nap, and when I woke up from that nap was when I knew something was terribly wrong, because there was this huge fog, and I had that constant pressure in my head again, just like I had the first 2 times I had a concussion. And this time, it maybe because I didn't take it seriously at the beginning, I'm not sure, but the symptoms didn't really start until 12 hours later. Now it's 11 months later, and I still suffer from daily headaches, light sensitivity, which is why I wear those glasses. They're like a blue screen, like you can see. They really help with screens and just any kind of light sensitivity, but even being in busy environments still hurts my head and makes the headaches worse. I can jog and do some very low intensity workouts for maybe 20 minutes, and I normally take breaks every 4 minutes, and that seems to be okay now. I can do abs, yoga, but nothing in comparison to what I used to do for field hockey. Since this time it was really serious, the doctors decided that I could not play field hockey anymore. It was really hard on me mentally, physically, and everything, since that was my one reason to move to the US. But luckily in the past 3 years I've learned a lot of other things, and this experience in the US gave me a lot of other good things that I could focus on now. But the first couple of months it was really hard to be here without playing field hockey, and at least I have something back now. I can run a little bit. My goal is to run across America this summer, so hopefully my recovery goes well the next couple months. In terms of recovery, I've seen many different doctors. For the first concussion, I did vestibular therapy, which was alright. My eyes used to do this weird thing that whenever it has to focus on something really small, that my right eye would like want to go outside. I'm not sure how to explain that in English, but that's gone now, so that's good. I also did a sensitive integration therapy, which was a 12-day consecutive treatment that I would go into the office of the neuro-optometrist, and I would lay on basically a bed for about 30 minutes, and the bed would rotate either around you or lateral, and you'll have to look at a light bulb, and the light changes colors every so often, and every color is supposed to trigger different areas of your brain through your eyes. And then I would also have to listen to kind of strange music, and it was right ear dominant, so the right ear's volume was a lot harder than the left. And this was all supposed to help with your vestibular system as well, and also with the headaches, etc., and a lot of other symptoms. And the treatment actually went really well. It was really intense for 12 consecutive days, and then I had the light box at home for almost 3 weeks, I think. I was almost past all my symptoms by the end, and that was last June, so that's about 7 months ago. And so I was almost past all my symptoms, but then I flew to San Francisco. I did a city trip, and after that it just got a lot worse, and I went back to physical therapy, and they tried to work on my neck. I got dry needling in my shoulder, which gave me the most intense headaches I've ever had during this concussion recovery. And ever since that, it's been a very steady recovery. Some weeks I feel a lot better, then within an hour I can feel a lot worse, and it's strange, but we're working on it. And in the meantime, I've done Craniosacral Therapy, which I think helped the most so far. It's basically just trying to have your body work as a pump again. So when you get a concussion, your fluid system is off, and obviously when you have a concussion there's a lot of waste in your head that needs to get rid of, and when your pump doesn't work and your fluids don't flow, the waste isn't going to be transported. So once they fix that part of my body, I've been feeling a lot better. I can go to all my classes again, and I've actually passed all my classes last semester, which was a miracle. Yeah, and now I'm in my last semester, senior year, looking into grad school. Kind of nervous because I still have headaches, but they're definitely not as bad, and I'm really optimistic and positive that those will go away and I can run across the country and go to grad school afterwards. Yeah, that was my concussion recovery in 10 minutes over the past 12 months and 2 years before that. And I hope this will help you through your recovery. And if you have any questions about the treatments I've done, I'm very willing to share that with you. Have a good day.